Hey YouTube, we are at Famous Reading Outdoors in Pennsylvania, and we are at the Locust Gap track. There it is in the corner of the map, and I believe we are either where it says no trespassing, which is actually AOAA, on the bottom right of the map, or we're up in the green little lines right above that, heading kind of like in the direction back toward 901, or maybe back toward the corner there near Peterson's. So anyway, so today while we're at Famous Reading, I'm going to talk a little bit about Google Maps. Believe it or not, that is one of the key things that we use. So to start with, you need to have the Google Maps app installed on your phone, obviously, and then after that you need to actually be logged into a Google account. And then once you have the Google Maps installed on your phone, and most phones have it already, and most people are already signed into a Google account, you can then go ahead through and do what I'm about to show you, which is how to save a map so it is offline and it will always work, no matter where you're at. As long as you have it saved already, it'll work, like even with like no cell coverage or anything. So here we are. This is me trying to show you Google Maps. So you click the little icon in the circle, and this is on an Android, and you scroll down and where it says offline maps, like you click on that, and I'm clicking on it very, very slowly so you can see what I clicked on. And then from here you click select map, and then from here you can basically box in an area. So you just pick like the area that you think you might go to, and I've actually done this to the entire East Coast, even though I'm showing it to you like on an account that doesn't have any. So I'm just going to highlight this area that's like New Jersey, and then New York, and it's also the side of Pennsylvania. And I try to always pick, like, I start somewhere where it's obvious, like the edge of the land, and I look at to see where the letters are, so you can see the word AND for Maryland is on the map. So now it's downloading, and I do this while I'm on Wi-Fi at home, and you can see 0%, 1%, and then I do the next one. And so it starts right where you are, so I look very carefully, and I can see I have the edge of Maryland where it says A and D. So I just pan over to the left a little bit, and I try to make sure there's overlap so I don't miss anything. So I had the A in the other one in Maryland, now I have the A again in this one, and I went over to the left. And then I do it a third time, and this is showing you how to get Pennsylvania. And you can see we already have 6% of the map. It's actually pretty quick to do this. And like I had like basically the part of the end of the P in Pennsylvania, so I just scrolled over again, and now I'm downloading the rest of it. So now my phone, and it says it's 385 meg for that one map. So each map is maybe 300-400 meg, and you can go through and rename them all so you can see like what the maps are named. Like, so you know that like a specific map is for a specific area, so then later on if you decide to download more maps, you know which ones you have and which ones you don't. But now, for instance, my phone here will always have Pennsylvania, like the whole entire state, always in it. No matter where I'm at, I could be at Reading, I could be at AOA, I could be at Roush. The cell phone service could go out, like whatever, it doesn't really matter. I could be even at like Flagpole Knob in Virginia where there's no cell coverage. And if I have the map already downloaded for that region, then I'm good. Now here are the settings, and you can make a setting where it only downloads over Wi-Fi, so you don't have to worry about like data usage either, which is always like pretty important. And the automatic download means that basically what will happen is Google is going to set an expiration date on your maps, and you can see it's already 18%. And then it'll let you know, like when you're on Wi-Fi, hey, your maps are old, I need to go get new ones. And so then it will automatically download the maps for you and update them. So then you'll always have like the maps in your phone. And so for me, I always have the entire East Coast in my phone, and it's always up to date, and it always works. So that's like the first thing that like you probably want to do when you get into like going out places where you know that you're not going to be mall crawling or whatever. But it's even helpful if you know that you're going to be going somewhere in the boonies, like you're going to drive through, I'm going to just kind of take a guess, North Dakota or South Dakota or somewhere where Montana or something where they might have some sparse coverage. It always helps to download the maps. So if your Jeep does have Android Auto, the downloaded Google Maps will still work with Android Auto, and I'll do a video on Android Auto. I'm not going to like show it off in this video, but essentially Android Auto is just Google Maps and a bunch of other stuff showing up on the center console of the Jeep. and you get that by basically plugging your phone into the Jeep, but you have to plug it into the USB port that actually is marked, and there's only like a handful of them that are marked, and there's a couple of them that are not Android Auto ports. And or it works also probably with iPhone. I haven't tried it with the iPhone. Like Android Auto works with iPhone, but I don't know if the offline maps part of it does. I'm assuming it probably should. And like we were at Flagpole Knob, for instance, and what ends up happening is you get a cloud icon in a corner, so you know that you're using an offline map instead of using an online map. And you lose like traffic and stuff, but obviously if you're just trying to get somewhere, the traffic doesn't really matter so much until you actually get like on the road per se. So anyway, we are up here, like I was saying, at famous reading outdoors, and like I was telling you, this is about 6 times the size of Roush Creek. It is, I think, what did I say, 3 times the size of AOAA, but it's not all in one place. It's these little tracts of land, so to speak, and it's maybe fragmented into, say, 50 or maybe even 100 tracks. I'm not really entirely sure. When I looked at the big map, it looked like there were a lot of little fragments. We are in our brand new Gladiator, which is really cool, and what you're going to notice immediately is that we're not doing any of the crazy stuff yet, so to speak. And I don't know how crazy we're going to get with a Gladiator, honestly, to tell you the truth. But seeing this is the first day out with Gladiator, that we're going to be doing, obviously, easier stuff, so to speak. And this obviously is super, super green where we're at. There are obstacles out here, but there's not that many of them with like the area that we're going on. I would probably describe the difficulty of this area that we're on to being similar to that of like Flagpole Knob. So if you're from Virginia and you've done Flagpole Knob and you have any kind of apprehensiveness about going somewhere different, I would say that there's a lot of areas of famous reading outdoors that you could easily do and not even be concerned at all. The mistiness that you're seeing here is just the day when we went out. It just happened to be kind of like a rainy day a little bit, and so since we're up in the mountains, we're up in the clouds a little bit in some of these areas, so you're just seeing some of the mist kind of rolling in. And this was shot in early March. Obviously, with everything that's going on right now, the world events and everything, all of this is closed down. We're not like trespassing or anything. This is not something where we're out right now. This is obviously stuff that we filmed when we got our Jeep, and just so there's no confusion there either, you've been watching videos with a white Jeep for like quite some time, but if you go back and look, you'll see that we actually got the Gladiator quite a while ago, and like months ago basically. And just like most of the other YouTube channels out there, it takes time to edit the videos, and it takes time to like put the mouse sound over and the voiceover and like all that kind of stuff. And there's always times when it's difficult to get video for whatever reason. So almost always when you're watching like YouTube videos, you're almost always never watching it live. You're almost always watching it at least a couple weeks behind. I know actually some YouTube channels they actually run 6 months behind, which I find that like crazy. For us, like usually it's anywhere from like 2 weeks behind to like a month or so behind. And so I do know this ride was in March, so you're probably watching this in the middle of April, so this content here that you're looking at is maybe 30 or 40 days behind. It depends on when it gets posted, honestly, and I don't actually know which day of the week or even which week this footage is going to show up, but it will show up at some point, and hopefully we'll be back out at Famous Reading again in the future, because I know there's a lot more to explore out here. The other thing to keep in mind, watching this video, you might think, oh, there's only easy stuff at Famous Reading. There's actually some really, really hard stuff here too. If you look up like extreme rock crawling or X rock, you'll see that like they have footage, like some like images and probably video of X-Rock competitions at Famous Reading, like with like amazing footage of like these buggies rolling over and stuff, and like crazy like drop-offs and stuff. There are absolutely ridiculous areas of Famous Reading also that's out here. But you know, obviously, you know, we're in a brand new Gladiator Rubicon with like 33-inch tires, all like pretty stock, pretty much. I mean, we added the CB antenna at this point, and there was a video that I posted on the CB antenna install. And I'm trying to think of what else we've installed. I think we installed a brake controller, but I haven't posted the video on the brake controller. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty stock right now, so we're pretty much on greens. So anyway, please like and subscribe. Subscriptions are really important for the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.